Ron Howard's story begins not under bright studio lights, but in Duncan, Oklahoma, where ambition often felt larger than opportunity. Born in 1954 to Gene Spiegel Howard and Rance Howard, both aspiring actors, Ron grew up watching perseverance in its purest form. His parents packed up their lives and moved west with little money and no guarantees, settling into a cramped apartment where every dollar mattered. Failure was never dramatized, but effort was constant. Ron absorbed lessons about discipline, humility, and persistence simply by observing how his parents lived. Dreams were discussed carefully, never recklessly, and success was treated as something earned through patience rather than luck. From an early age, Ron understood that survival itself required creativity and resilience. Those quiet years, shaped by sacrifice rather than comfort, planted the values that would later guide his choices in an industry defined by uncertainty. A child star, raised with grounded values, Ron's acting career began almost unexpectedly when he was cast at a very young age. But fame arrived in earnest when he became Opie Taylor on The Andy Griffith Show. For 8 years, audiences welcomed him into their homes, associating his face with warmth and innocence. Yet behind the scenes, his parents were deliberate about protecting his future. They saved nearly all of his earnings and maintained a modest lifestyle, ensuring that success did not distort his sense of reality. Ron attended school, followed rules, and learned that acting was work, not privilege. While many child actors struggled with entitlement or instability, Ron was shielded by structure and accountability. Fame never became his identity. It was simply a phase of life. This grounding allowed him to grow up without resentment toward the industry and without dependence on constant attention. Growing up in the public eye, as Ron transitioned into adolescence, the certainty of childhood success faded. Acting opportunities slowed, and doubts crept in about whether his early fame would translate into adulthood. That uncertainty lifted when he joined Happy Days in 1974 as Richie Cunningham, a role that turned him into a national icon once again. The show's popularity brought wealth and recognition, but Ron remained curiously detached from celebrity culture. While others chased attention, he grew fascinated by the mechanics of storytelling itself. He watched directors closely, asked questions, and studied how scenes were shaped beyond performance. Acting still mattered to him, but curiosity was shifting his focus. He began to sense that fulfillment might not come from being in front of the camera forever, but from shaping stories more broadly. That quiet realization marked the beginning of a transformation few anticipated. Walking away from a sure thing. At the height of Happy Days, Ron made a decision that shocked many. He stepped away from acting to pursue directing. Walking away from steady success was not driven by dissatisfaction, but by authenticity. He felt drawn towards storytelling from a larger vantage point, one that allowed him to guide emotion, pacing, and vision. The choice carried risk, as Hollywood was rarely kind to actors who tried to reinvent themselves. Yet Ron approached directing with the same discipline he had learned as a child actor. He studied relentlessly, listened carefully, and accepted that respect would have to be earned again. Leaving acting was not an escape from success, but a commitment to growth. It required humility to start over and courage to let go of security, proving that ambition does not always mean climbing higher. Sometimes it means stepping sideways into uncertainty. Establishing a voice behind the camera, Ron's early directing efforts quickly silenced doubts. Films like Splash and Cocoon revealed a filmmaker with emotional clarity and narrative confidence. His direction felt accessible without being shallow, and heartfelt without manipulation. Audiences responded because his stories respected intelligence and emotion equally. Ron did not rely on spectacle alone. He trusted character, pacing, and sincerity. Critics took notice, recognizing that his success was not accidental, but earned through preparation and restraint. By the mid-1980s, Ron Howard was no longer defined by his past as a child star. He had established himself as a director capable of blending commercial appeal with genuine warmth. Each project strengthened his credibility and expanded his influence, setting the stage for an even greater role in shaping the industry beyond individual films. Building a creative legacy. The founding of Imagine Entertainment with Brian Grazer marked a defining moment in Ron's career. Ownership allowed him creative freedom and long-term vision, transforming him from filmmaker to architect of stories. Through Imagine, Ron helped produce films and series that shaped popular culture while supporting diverse voices and ideas. His own directing reached new heights with projects like Apollo 13 and A Beautiful Mind, the latter earning him Academy Awards for Best Director and Best Picture. These successes reflected not just talent, but trust. Studios trusted his judgment, and audiences trusted his storytelling. Yet Ron never treated acclaim as entitlement. Each project was approached with the same care, reflecting a belief that reputation must be protected through consistency, humility, and respect for the craft. Personal trials behind professional success. While Ron's career appeared seamless, his personal life carried challenges that fame could not resolve. His family faced ongoing struggles, particularly as his younger brother navigated years of instability and recovery. Ron remained supportive and present, understanding that success meant little if family bonds were neglected. He also endured profound losses, including the passing of both parents and close friends who shaped his early life. These moments forced reflection and reinforced the fragility of time. Grief did not halt his creativity, but it deepened it, adding layers of empathy to his work. Through loss, Ron learned that achievement offers no immunity from pain, and that personal resilience matters just as much as professional accomplishment. A life anchored by family and purpose. Amid the volatility of Hollywood, Ron Howard built a remarkably stable personal life. His marriage to Cheryl, lasting nearly 5 decades, became a rare example of endurance and mutual respect. Together, they raised 4 children with an emphasis on normalcy, boundaries, and support rather than privilege. Family became Ron's anchor, providing perspective when success surged and stability when challenges arose. His philanthropic efforts further reflected this sense of responsibility, supporting education, health, and the arts through sustained commitment rather than publicity. Financial success gave him freedom, but purpose gave him fulfillment. Ron's life demonstrated that longevity in any field requires balance between ambition and presence, creativity and compassion, work and home, the quiet power of a lasting legacy. Today, Ron Howard's legacy is defined not by a single role or film, but by evolution. From child actor to director, entrepreneur, and mentor, he has continuously chosen growth over comfort. Even in his 70s, he remains curious, engaged, and selective, valuing meaningful projects over constant output. His journey illustrates that success is not about clinging to what once worked, but about listening to inner conviction and adapting with integrity. Ron Howard's life reminds us that true achievement lies in sustainability, building a career, a family, and a sense of purpose that can endure time. His story stands as proof that reinvention, when guided by humility and discipline, can lead not just to success, but to fulfillment that lasts.